episode on Celebrity Hangout. Today being Saturday and the day is almost over. You are surprised seeing us today. Yes, I just must do this before the week runs out. I am Anuoluwapo. I know how we do it on this show. We bring people, both home and abroad, far and near, people of timber and caliber. We don't just bring people, we don't just talk about people, but we talk about people. You see, there's emphasis on that people. Thanks to all our viewers home and abroad. We say a very big thank you to you. And to our sponsor, Anuoluwapo, we are indeed grateful because we know it is not easy, but we say a very big thank you to you. To our engineer, we say a very big thank you to you. My guest for today is no other person, is a well-known person, and you know, for some time now you've been seeing her face frequently on the show, on different kind of shows on WY TV. And my guest for today is no other person but
Anuoluwapo, Oshin.
I said this thing, and I'm still going to say, me, I cannot have this portfolio that you have. I expect me not to walk with my shoulder high, my heads up, and walk with, you get it? This is what I carry. Let people know that this is who you are. Please, my guest for today is...
Alright, I am Anuoluwapo, Oshin, a writer and also an author. And I'm also a chef also.
Can you imagine? The fact that she reads, the fact that she writes, the fact that she's a lover does not mean she cannot cook. Any kind of delicacy you want, be it international, national, our own year, Tibile, our own year, just contact her, she's available for it. And if it comes to book, review and all that, you can also contact her. And as well, she's a motivational speaker, a purpose-driven coach. You can contact her as well. I am Anuoluwapo, like I said, and I'll be the host for today. And the main reason why you are seeing Anuoluwapo Oshin, author, a coach, and a chef on the show today is, few weeks back, some days back, we brought her on the show whereby she talked about a book that she would be launching, and being her first book titled Dark Moment. And I know many people out there, some of you would have actually gotten the book, you would have read it. I took my time because you stop learning the day you die. And still, since I'm still living, I need to check into the book, I need to dive into it to know what Dark Moments actually entails. I'm supposed to give my own review now because it is not easy. Sitting down, writing a book from page 1 to pages 100 and something pages, it is not easy. Only if we want to deceive ourselves, we all know it is not easy. But we thank you for being a voice in this voiceless generation, because when I read the book, I felt a lot of ease, should I say it? I felt like some burden being lifted off my shoulder, because I'm this kind of person, when I read something, I like to put myself in the situation, in what I'm reading. Now, after reading the book and everything I did, my first question is, because I took my time to read from the cover, from the front page to the last page, even to the back of the page, about the author. I saw that the person that you cared that did the foreword was named, the person's name is Michael Bangoshe.
Yes.
And giving somebody to write a book for you like that, to write a foreword about your book, the person must have held a significant space in you. Please, can you tell us briefly who Michael Bangoshe is? How did you come about him? Just briefly about him.
Okay. Michael Bangoshe is known as a problem solver. Okay, I met him in an online class, which was really like a great one. When I was under his administration, I was like, wow. So he has written, I think, 12 books, and I've read nothing less than 7 or 8 books in his book. So he has been an inspiration and a mentor, a role model to me. So that's why I told him to write my foreword.
Okay, Michael Bangoshe, you are hearing this. If you are not here live, I think when you go back to rewatch it, you are actually a voice for this generation as well. Because for somebody to actually say, because I met you online, we've had a lot of people that met people online, and we know the outcome of what, we know what comes out of everything. Now, back to the book. When I was reading the book, the likes of Sarah, the likes of all these stories and the character you kept in it, what prompted you to write about this I call it, should I call it rape? Should I call it assault? Should I call it taking advantage of a young girl? Because according to the book, the young girl was actually taken advantage of. Can you tell us what brought us to that page, making you write that book on that?
Okay, like I said the last time I was here, the reason why I wrote the book is just for us to know that there is still hope, that we can discover purpose in our pain. So the reason why I made use of assault or whatever, assault was because it is rampant in our generation. That I have seen a lot of young people, both male, female, coming to me that they are going through stuff like this. So there are times whereby I would love to advise them, talk to them, and so on. You know, there are sometimes whereby when people are feeling pains, you might not have the right words to say at that moment, but you can easily give out a book to them to read, for them to know that there is still hope. Then even looking at the end of the book, I wrote about some great people that have gone through it and actually discover purpose through it. So that is one of my main reasons.
Now, in that book, there are some pages, because looking at what this lady actually went through, Sarah, and what our friend went through, the lady that died 6 days after she made open what she went through. Looking at what she went through, do you think it is actually that easy to let go, to forgive?
No, it is not easy.
Okay.
It is not easy. But I don't believe that, like you said, one said that there is nothing we cannot learn and there is nothing we cannot let go. So it is not easy. So I believe trying to acknowledge your pain, and I wrote there that writing down what you are going through can actually help you. So sometimes it is not easy, but it takes time. Let me say that word, it takes time to be healed.
So it's not as if you cannot forgive, but it takes time to heal. Now, when we talk about, even in that book, you talked about seeking support.
Yes.
And you and I both know the generation that we are in right now, the season we are in right now, whereby we have people that we cry out to, and at the end of the day, they take advantage of people like that, those that are vulnerable. What would you say to those set of people? Now, there are two people you are going to talk to. The people that are going through that pain, and the people they share their pain with, who took advantage of them. What would your advice be for these two sets of people?
Okay. If I should get your question right.
What would your advice be for a person, let's say a wounded person, trying to seek support? What would your advice be for that person? That is number one.
Okay.
And the second one is the people they are seeking support from, help from, the people I'm making my pain known to. What would your advice be for them?
Okay, first let me start with the first one. For those that are wounded and that need advice. So my advice for you is, first seek God. Seek God first. Then before you seek for any advice or seek for any mentor, anybody, just take your time to study that person, who he is, his position in the society, and whatever thing he represents. So going back to your second question, you asked
the person that I am seeking the support from, what would your advice be?
Okay, the person that I'm seeking, that the person is seeking advice from, I think listening to that person that is wounded is very, very important. Because most of the issue we have nowadays is that we shut people down.
Okay. So
we take our time for somebody that wants to, for the person that wants to advise a wounded person, you take your time, think, or if possible, pray, meditate, what words should I say to for this person. By the time, you know that something might work for somebody and might not work for another person. So you have to take your time, listen to that person, know what he or she wants at that moment. So,
thank you so much. You see, we are trying to do it on a real quick one because of our time, and it is important we bring in such a person to this platform to make known a book, and after we had the opportunity of reading the book, we had to bring her back to make a little review on the book and what the book entails. The book entails about, the book is about a lady, a young girl who her uncle's sister's husband took advantage of her. And this is me saying, for as many of you that are going through this kind of thing, please and please, once should always be the end. And once, I mean, is once this person takes advantage of you, please don't be scared to cry out for help. One thing these people uses as a weapon is, if you tell anybody, I am going to kill you. And I am going to kill you, that they mean is, there is not that they are going to kill you like that. Gradually, if you indulge that habit, if it keeps on going, they already killed you permanently. Whether by shedding your blood, but you shutting your mouth after you've been taken advantage of, that is the end. You've been killed. So for you not to die permanently, please speak out. But before I continue, please let's go on a short commercial break to our sponsor, Anuoluwapo. When we come back, we'll continue from where we stopped. Please don't go nowhere. Stay tuned. I'll be right back.
For management of power.
You're welcome back from that short commercial break. That's our sponsor, Anuoluwapo. No, so like I was saying before we went on that short commercial break, if you are a victim of rape, if you are a victim of domestic violence, if you are a victim of anything, please and please, number one thing you should do is always seek for help. Scream out, shout, so that now let's look the case of this man, the auntie's husband. The wife already knew that something was going wrong, according to the book. Okay. But she needed evidence. Yeah. And thank God for this girl, what the motivational and all this sexual purity stuff that came to their school, that gave her the boldness, the audacity to look up to them. Today, if you are going to kill me, cuckoo kill me. But for what you've been taking advantage of me. And the one thing she said is she was afraid. Her auntie might not believe her. That was why she did not know how to love. See, whether the person believes you or not, please speak out. I will not support somebody molesting you, somebody taking advantage of you, and at the end of the day, you will still be the person at the receiving end, and you'll be the person in pain. Please, nobody is born to witness it. Somebody like that, people like that, they needed to be kept where they should be, which is, I mean, they should be out of this society. I think at that moment, I got to a stage, at almost towards the last page, when we were talking, I got confused. I was like, is this book about this lady? But at the end of the day, I get to put one or two together. Like, no, I don't think. So please let the viewers know, is this book about you?
No.
Or is just a random fiction story that you think can just help people?
It is a random fiction story. When I sent this book to some set of people, the first question they asked me was, did this happen to you? I was like, no. It was an inspiration from God. So I have to be in that shoe. Okay. I have to put myself in that shoe for them to know that the person that wrote this book is actually in that shoe. So that is why it is written that way. All right. Thank you so much, Anuoluwapo Oshin, for being a blessing in this generation, for being a voice in this voiceless generation. Because if people like you do not actually exist, I won't be surprised in 10 years to come if this generation do not even function anymore. But thank you for being a voice in this voiceless generation. Any closing word for viewers out there? Your closing remark for them out there? Yes. There's a place in my book I wrote, there's a when his name was saying that what if. Yeah. So in whatever thing you find yourself, whatever situation you find yourself, like she said, always speak up. Don't use the word what if. What if she abandons me? What if, and so on. Be bold enough to tell people what you are going through. And the last advice I would love to tell you is that you are not your pain. Neither are you your mistake or your limitation. And don't allow anybody limit you because of what you've gone through.
Thank you so much. The sky is just your starting point, not your not your end. So thank you, Anuoluwapo, Oshin, for coming on the show today. Thanks to all our viewers, both home and abroad. We say a very thank you to you. To our sponsor, House, we are indeed grateful. I am Odunayo Adelere, and with me in the studio has been Anuoluwapo Oshin, an author, a motivational speaker, a purpose-driven coach, a chef. So we'll come again on your screen next week by God's words. I am Odunayo Adelere. Please be good and be fine. Bye for now.